HomelessGoomba or Isaac, and we're going to be talking about things we don't like or like, I guess, about fandoms and things that go along with them. Mostly dislike, because apparently we have a lot of things we don't like about fandoms. But for this video, we decided to do, each of us have 3 points, and we're going to go back and forth talking, because we didn't want to forget everything we're going to be saying and ramble about stuff that make no sense. So we decided to have some sort of structure. So we're going to be starting off with his point, and we're going to go back and forth, and just talk about our points that involve fandoms and things like that. So yeah, cool. Story bro. Okay.
If any of these apply to you in any way, I am sorry. But if you think we make good points, then, I mean, we all learn through stuff like this.
Yeah, plus,
we all have done things that other people disliked or found rude and then learned from that. Yeah. We all have done this.
Plus, if you guys have stories of your own about fandoms, make sure to leave them down in the comments, because I love looking at you guys' stories about anything like this, and it's just so much fun for me. So make sure you guys comment and tell me about your experiences with bad fandoms and things like that. So yeah, okay, let's get into this. Tell me your first point.
All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is Territorial Fans. I feel like this is just such a silly thing that has been so big recently. They are not accepting of new fans, and everyone starts as a new fan at some point. So that's just so silly. They were a new fan at some point, okay? And don't be mean to what you would consider, I guess, a fair weather fan or something. Someone who shows up when it's already popular, or someone who only shows up when
I know
it's
exactly
good.
what you mean.
Like, it could go for example, sometimes fair weather fans have talked about for sports, but I'm talking about that term kind of also for things when they're popular.
Yeah.
Don't be like,
for
I was there
instance,
before it was popular.
So a good example of that, is a recent fandom that came along, and I'm not dissing everyone in the fandom. I'm just saying there's always going to be some bad fans in a fandom. And I'm not saying everyone is,
so they stand
but
out.
for instance, the Stranger Things fandom that has recently come around with Stranger Things. Okay, Stranger Things came out and they had a huge success with the first season. Huge success. Everyone was in on that as soon as it started. Then, second season comes around and suddenly there's new fans, of course, because there's the second season and people are starting watching at the second season. But I saw on Instagram and so many places,
I saw tons of it
people were hating and acting like fans were fake because they started at the second season.
So silly.
And I was like, what? Wait a second.
Second season fans are just like first season fans, and third season fans are the same.
Exactly.
Fans are fans.
It makes no sense. If they come back and say they watch all of the show, what's the difference? And plus, like, say even if they just recently started watching the show, even if they say they're at the first 3 episodes, okay, and they're like, man, I'm loving the show. I love this character, and I'm new to the show. Just because they haven't finished the show doesn't mean they're fake fan or something. And speaking of which, my first point is fake fans aren't real. Just because someone got into the fandom late doesn't mean they somehow are less important.
That's so silly.
And
I became a fan of Big Bang when they were 9 years old. Then I went back and I caught up on everything. But does that make it that someone who was there when they were brand new is somehow more of a fan?
Of course not.
It's cool and all that they stuck around all the time and they knew them all the time. But how is it any different when someone shows up?
Exactly. You guys shouldn't make fandoms something like that. Why does that have to be ranks? Why is there like this fan somehow more important than this fan and this and that? And everyone, they do that because I guess they want to be special. So they want to consider, oh, I was here from the first season, so how dare you be here from the second season? You're not like a lit fan like me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I want to kind of turn it around the other way, because it's not just that, oh, I don't like if people treat me that I'm a new fan. No, I'm talking about it also just from the outside or from my perspective of being there early. I watched Markiplier when he was brand new.
Yeah.
Absolutely brand new. He had almost no subscribers. He was just first uploading. I watched him. I liked him. I thought he was awesome. Now he's huge. If somebody shows up and they're his 20 millionth subscriber, they are no different than I was being 1,000.
There is no point in acting like you're special or something big deal just because you're new. For instance, I am a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I am obsessed with that game. But I'm not an old Kingdom Hearts fan. I only started liking Kingdom Hearts like way late when Dream Drop Distance came out, which is their newest Kingdom Hearts title besides like re-releases.
And if you get someone into that fan base, you're not going to see some new person you get into it as being like, oh, they're not as old as me, so
I'm hyped if anyone gets into it, and I'd love it if it went mainstream, because that means more Kingdom Hearts fans.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that BTS has become mainstream.
Exactly. That's amazing.
That's the cool thing.
Anyway,
I don't see why you should be upset.
You should go to your next point.
All right. So we had a similar first point.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, this probably isn't going to be too long of a point, but fan wars are just pretty nonsensical. What's the point? What is the point? Disliking other people for either not liking your fandom or being a part of a fandom that you consider to be your rival fandom is just silly.
Okay, a good example of that is console wars. PS4, Xbox, stuff like that, and especially in the K-pop fandom,
so
it is very, very bad. For instance, K-pop has a bunch of groups, and a ton of people are obsessed with BTS, a ton of people are obsessed with EXO, but for some reason, they can't get along. They act like because they're a fan of EXO, they have to hate on the other ones, and it makes no sense.
I personally like BTS more than EXO, but I think EXO has quite a few good songs.
Exactly.
So I will say, to EXO fans, I understand why they're big fans. I like some of the songs, but I also prefer BTS. But there's no.
That's your opinion.
Where's the getting angry at people? Where does that even start?
I don't even get that. Okay, people have opinions. For instance, I don't think Twice is a great K-pop group. I don't like their music.
No.
But
I don't think they have.
I can see why people have an
but...
appeal to them. And that's their opinion, and this is my opinion. And everyone has different opinions. Everyone's got different genres they like and different things they enjoy. So there's no point hating on each other for what their opinion is.
I feel like people get too angry about opinions.
Exactly. Everyone has different opinions, and there's no point getting mad at someone because their opinion doesn't suit yours.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense.
Like, I also think the whole console thing is just so silly.
It's really bad.
I got both consoles, and I personally thought the PS4 was better, and it's also outselling the Xbox One. I thought it did better. Now, I think, granted, Xbox One has some positives, but overall, I think the PS4 ended up being better. But I feel like if you only have an Xbox One, if you really, just look at it logically. If you do think the PS4 is better, think it's cool that your friend has a PS4, don't be upset that you don't have it, but don't make it that because you don't have it, it's bad that they have it. That's
and also, if you don't have both the consoles and you can't have a way of fairly judging it, there's no point hating on people who say the PS4 is better if you've never tried it. So, for instance, say I've tried both PS4 and Xbox, and I'm the same way with my brother here, is I think the PS4 is better, and that's my personal opinion. Also, I actually think the Switch is the best because I'm obsessed with Nintendo.
That's the thing.
That's just my opinion.
Nintendo fun and creativity, to me, I guess it weighs so much that even though they don't have the great online, they don't have all that connectivity with the modern world, Nintendo really isn't very connected in that way. There are games like Breath of the Wild and
they did really good this year.
Are just so fun, so colorful, so happy that it just, you know what I mean? Like,
it's so appealing to me with how colorful and cute it is.
Yeah. So I would say the most achieved console is the PS4, but the Switch is the most artistic.
I just like the Switch the most, even if it's not the most successful. I like it the most
for games
because of how cute it is and the games.
But PS4 is the winner.
Exactly, the winner technically, but of personal opinions, I like the Switch. And okay, my second point is shipping wars going too far. Everyone has opinions. Now, let me tell you, this has gotten out of hand. Badly out of hand. Especially, say, there's these young girls who are super into 𝐼𝐸, and I recently got into 𝐼𝐸 not so long ago, and I've been looking at her posts, like, on Instagram and stuff like that, and they get nasty. Like, nasty over ships. I
don't get it.
Like, okay, say, for instance, there's 𝐅𝐸, which is the main ship with Eren, and 𝐼𝐸, and that is the main actual canon ship. If you don't ship that, there are people who will come and rip your head off. And I'm not kidding. Like, it gets nasty, and I did not know people could get that mean over something that's just someone's opinion. Maybe someone doesn't like that ship.
What does it matter what somebody else ships?
Yeah, if someone doesn't like that ship, that's up to them. If they think, oh, well, I don't really like that ship, I wish it was something else, then okay, that's your opinion. And everyone should have their own opinion, and no one should be mad at someone based on ships, and that just seems so weird. I didn't even know that was a thing until more recently.
Honestly, I don't get it. It makes absolutely zero sense.
Yeah, I don't get it either, but...
There's also other things about shipping. Guys, please, I'm telling you, please, okay, when it comes to real people, I'm telling, like...
Oh, no.
they are humans, okay?
Yeah.
You need to keep this in mind. Shipping real people. If you want to have your cute little ship with... For the show and stuff. Celebrities and stuff, even, whatever. But the point is, remember that it's still a personal level. These are real people. And when you go around to their social media treating their ships like almost like it's a TV show, these are real people that have real feelings. Yeah, that's the thing.
I understand people shipping things from a show, say, from the actual show in it. But then when they go to the celebrities and see who they're dating and be like, nope, I don't ship it. It's like, wait, what? That's not up to you. That's who they're dating.
If you see two friends and you think they seem like they're like something you would ship, if you say, oh, I ship it, no one's gonna get mad. It doesn't matter,
because
right?
where I saw this...
But if you go to people who are a couple now and say, I don't ship it, it doesn't matter whether any of us ship it or not.
That's weird.
They love each other. That's their thing, and that's their life.
Where I saw this really strongly was, you know, Millie Bobby Brown, which, she played 11 in Stranger Things. Yeah. And she recently was dating the what's his name? The guy that did Sweatshirt. You know, that kid? Or something? Yeah. That one kid that did the Sweatshirt song. Yeah. Okay, she started dating him, okay? And all the comments were nasty, saying they didn't ship it, and how it was like he wasn't good for her. It's like, that's her opinion, and that's up to her. It's 100% up to her, and it's none of their business who she's dating. It makes no sense. Is not a TV show. It's not a TV show, yeah. Okay, wait, what's your next point? We're really rambling.
All right. So my next thing was just hate among the fan base. Fighting over which K-pop member you own, or being mad that someone else received benefits that you didn't.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
oh my gosh, I know exactly what you mean. Like, being able to meet them, be happy for what somebody else has. If they meet somebody that you like, why should you hate that person? Yeah, also on that level, it's kind of like, it's a little bit away from that point, but it's reminding me of the fangirls who go a little overboard, who kind of feel like they own someone or think they own them. For instance, if they find out their favorite idol is dating, and they're like, wait, what? And then they act like they're heartbroken and start crying over it because they weren't dating them. But the thing is that you don't even know them. Okay? You shouldn't expect them not to date. You should be happy for them that they're finding someone. They're celebrities. Everyone, there's so many people who think that celebrity is going to date them, and that makes no sense.
Also, another thing in this point was, well, first of all, respect other fans. That we need more of that.
Yes.
Definitely. And when it comes to fandoms based around real people, just don't forget that they're, again, real people.
Exactly. You know?
How you would see it if somebody wrote something to you is just like how a celebrity would see your message. They are a real person.
Exactly.
So when you treat them like they're nothing but their fame is all you care about, or all the money is all you care about. I mean, imagine if somebody did that to you.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Because the people get into these celebrities, and the reason they like them is because they're famous. Yeah. And then they start getting obsessed with them, and then they realize someone else likes that celebrity. Like, no, wait, no, he's my boyfriend. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. And they get mad and like really, really territorial over real people that they don't even know, and it makes no sense to me. Yeah. Like, how could you be that territorial with someone you don't know?
I can understand people getting into, like, they become really big fans of celebrities, and then they get like an emotional attachment to almost
of course,
in some way, but
there's always a way to get,
don't ever treat it like this is actually like your greatest friend or your boyfriend or girlfriend, because it's just
of course there's always a way to have an emotional bond with people over the internet or through celebrityness. Like, for instance, you get to know them, they talk about themselves, and you feel like you start to know them, and I don't know, there's a way to be emotionally like involved with someone. Like, for instance, Markiplier, he is so kind and so nice. You can watch his videos and feel like you know him. And that is something, but you don't want to go to the creepy level where you feel like he's your boyfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So there's always a fine line there. So you just gotta like not cross that.
I mean, I have no problem whatsoever if somebody watches any YouTuber, whether it's I don't even know what examples there are, Markiplier, any of the gaming YouTubers out there, any of the vloggers that either girls or guys watch any of these people because they think they're cute.
Yeah, of course.
If that's the main driving reason why you went to find them, I don't care.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just mean going on the level of stalking.
Going on to the level of being like, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna marry this person.
Yeah, see, there's nothing wrong with thinking someone's cute. I've done that tons of times, thinking someone's cute. Okay, that's just life. But that doesn't mean I'm talking about there's something wrong with like crushing on them. Yeah, of course, everyone has crushes. But what I mean is you don't get to the point where you're gonna think you're actually going to end up marrying them when you haven't even met them before.
Yeah, because people find these K-pop groups and they're like, oh, I think these people are cute, but then eventually they're like, I'm going to marry this person.
Yeah.
Like, that's just.
Well, my third point is people who judge someone based on their fandom, and a big one that I'm talking about here is Undertale. Okay, we all know that there is a huge group of the Undertale fans who are just not exactly great, and they kind of like really are pushy with how you play Undertale, or they're just really rude about it and stuff like that, and it gives all Undertale fans a bad name. For instance, if someone says they're a fan of Undertale, don't instantly think they're all of those bad things you've seen just because they're a fan of Undertale. Like, you shouldn't judge someone based on the fandom as well. Like, for instance, there could be bad K-pop fans. Just because someone's into K-pop doesn't mean they are that bad sort of fan.
I have a good example of this. I was watching a video on Instagram where it was a fan of NCT, a K-pop group, that pushed into some guy and knocked him out of the way, and she was being rude, trying to get footage of NCT when they're walking up the carpet or something, right? And the comment base was all judging NCT's fan base.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, if she is a rude person, she is a rude person. It stops at that.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the other NCT fans, just because she was rude. That's like judging an entire group of people just because of one person in that group. Like, for instance, if someone judged an entire country based on something their leader did, makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, you can't judge an entire fandom based on what one person does.
There are good people in all kinds of places with bad leadership.
Exactly. You can't judge the people based on those things, and it just... You can never judge an entire group of people based on one person, and that should never, ever, ever
And there
happen.
can also be good leadership with bad followers.
Exactly. So
anyway.
It goes either way, and you just can't judge something based on one person. Everyone's their own person, no matter where they come from, or who they are, or what fandom they're in. They're their own person, and you should judge them based on your interactions with them, not with someone else. It always should be with them.
Yeah, people too easily group people and then hate them as soon as they
start stereotyping.
Yeah, I mean, especially, in a world where people don't want to be tagged as things all the time. I mean, why are you constantly tagging people and then hating them based on the tags on them in other ways? You know what I mean?
There's so much that goes into that, and people start hating people based on just simply one belief or one this and one that, and they don't actually get to know the person and know them for what their actual beliefs are, but they start hating on them based on one thing they know about them.
If you could look at people almost like a profile, and it said, like, they think this, and they like this, and they like... People would immediately hate you just based on looking at this face.
They judge you based on your beliefs before even knowing you.
Yeah.
And that seems so unfair. But anyway, we've been rambling like crazy, and we are all done here. But you guys will have to leave comments and let us know your experiences with these things. And also leave a comment letting us know what you'd like us to talk about, or maybe any other ideas for the channel, because I always appreciate your ideas. And also, if you guys want to have a chance for a free drawing, you guys can just check down the description, and there's a lot of information there about that. And if you want to guarantee a drawing, there's commissions. And I'm rambling really, really fast, but there's also a Discord server where you can go join, and we share art, and we do stuff like that, and it's fun. I'm also thinking about doing contests where I can like maybe do a free drawing every week or so, which sounds really fun, but I have yet to figure out how to do that. So we'll try and get to that, and if we do, it'll probably be on Discord. So yeah, be able to join that. So thank you guys so much for watching.